Are all language learning influencers scammers? So this video has a pretty simple answer, which is no, but I'm actually going to go into it more because there's kind of a lot of controversy about polyglots on the internet and whether or not they can actually speak many different languages and whether or not it's actually useful listening to them. Is it genetic? Do they actually have to try hard? Is their advice going to help me become a better language learner, etc.? So just going straight into it, there are plenty of online polyglots that are actually polyglots. I don't know all of them personally, but from kind of my understanding, I believe Ollie Richards is a polyglot. He's one of the influencers I probably know the most about. And there's plenty of others as well. The problem, however, is that our culture is kind of the reason we have this kind of misinformation on social media. So to put it simply, I think our culture is 99% spectators and 1% achievers. And I've already made a video on this a few days ago called, it's something like the 99% versus the 1%. It was a vlog. And I basically talked about how most people, when they set a goal, it could be language learning, for example, would rather actually live vicariously through other people and consume content than actually learn the language or achieve their goal. So with language learning, that's just people watching polyglot content, shorts, etc. And they would rather be entertained than actually learn a language. And what this manifests itself in is really high dopamine polyglot content that isn't necessarily useful in actually learning languages. It's just kind of entertaining. You see people talking about all the languages they know, saying something in every single language, trying to pick up girls in every single language, just random stuff like this that's designed to entertain you rather than actually turn you into a better language learner. And that's our culture's fault. If our culture was 99% achievers, this content wouldn't exist as much. So that is the reason why so much of the content on the internet is rubbish. But how does this actually apply to polyglots? Are there polyglots who lie? And the answer is yes, there are plenty of polyglots who lie. There are numerous cases of people being caught lying and not being able to speak as many languages as they said, or they're not as good at it, or they, just basic things like making clickbait videos like I learn a language in this amount of time, stuff that isn't actually accurate and it doesn't actually help you learn a language. Its only purpose is basically to drive views. And look, driving views is great. I want to get more views on videos, but it comes at a cost if you're going to start making videos on absolute nonsense like how to learn a language in 24 hours. We all know that's not true. If I ever made a video called how to learn a language in 24 hours, you can bet money the first thing I'd say in that video was I've clickbaited you on purpose or something like that. It's nonsense. So I think people with goals, which is probably you because you probably want to learn a language, I want you to take stock of how you're actually fulfilling your goal. When you have a goal, it's kind of like a hole and it needs to be filled in. So you can either fill it in with achieving the goal, with actually learning the language, or you can try and fill it in kind of the empty way, which is vicariously living through someone else. And the first one is much better. To actually achieving the goal is much more fulfilling. So use this to your advantage. Instead of being the 99% who just consume polyglot content, they watch channels like Language Simp's not a bad guy, but his channel is, he might actually, I don't know him personally, maybe he can actually speak a bunch of languages very, very well, but his channel is designed around entertainment. It's not designed around actually teaching you languages and how to be a better language learner. So if you want to be one of those 1% achievers and speak, another language or maybe even multiple languages, you need to kind of put that stuff down and stop watching channels like that, at least largely because they're not actually teaching you anything. They're kind of just taking up your time. So when it comes to achieving goals, what you need to actually do to make progress and to learn a language is to invest your time into the process. So every goal has a process required to achieve it. For language learning, it's, doing all of the language learning tasks like reading in the language, speaking to native speakers, learning words, etc. For the gym, it's, exercise, etc. That every single goal has a task. Not for the gym, sorry. I should have said for getting in shape. The task is the gym. Sorry, but the point is clear, right? So I want you to identify what you need to do to actually make progress in the language you're learning. It could be reading books, making lists of words you don't know, memorizing them, etc. I've got plenty of other videos on my channel to help with doing that. And actually invest your time into doing that. Stop investing your time into the goal itself, because that just results in you vicariously living through other people, watching zero ROI content, which is basically content that has zero return on investment for you actually becoming better. And yeah, a little bit is okay for motivation. Maybe you want to watch, I don't know, if it makes you more motivated to learn a language, a travel log, occasionally that's okay. But just recognize that isn't actually getting you closer to your goal. And I think once you realize that, it's a definitely a maturity difference, and you're actually able to put more time into the goal and become a better person. So yeah, that is the video, guys. Definitely subscribe, and I've got a link in the description to my Discord if you want to check that out. I'm currently building a course. I'm not sure if I've actually put the link up yet, but if I have, you're welcome to check that out as well. But yeah, thank you for watching, and have a good one.